Is your English as good as a second grader? Let's find out. I have here a real book that is designed for second grade to fourth grade. I'm going to read just a page or two. You can practice your listening. You can also find some new vocabulary words. And at the end, I'll explain some of the more difficult vocabulary words and talk about what is going on. That way you can practice your listening, reading, vocabulary, comprehension. Now, this book is all about a boy named Justin, and this book is actually his diary. So every day he writes down, what did he do? What is he thinking? What is he feeling? So let's begin. See how much you can understand. June 21st, Monday. I used to be a worried kid. Back then, going barefoot would have given me a lot of thoughts like, what if I step on a rusty nail or a sharp piece of glass or dog do? Or what if that's not actually blades of grass under my bare feet, but really hundreds of slithering snakes? Today, when I was barefoot, playing tag with my little sister Elizabeth, I mostly didn't think those kinds of thoughts very much at all. It is much more relaxing to be this way. Though dog do would be so disgusting to step in with bare feet, I had to put my sneakers back on after a few minutes. June 22nd, Tuesday. We pressed send on the Camp Goldenbrook sign-up page after I said, yes, I am sure, about 1,000 times. I am sure. At science camp, where I went last year and the year before, there's no pool and the only sport is tag, which is optional, and you also do fun variations like molecule tag or electron tag. There is no electron tag at Camp Goldenbrook. There's baseball and basketball and swim a mile. That is why Camp Goldenbrook is where all the runny around kids go, and none of the nice, calm, worried kids. I am not a worried kid anymore, but I am still not a runny aroundy kid. But I'm ready for Camp Goldenbrook. I am sure. I would be more sure though if mom and dad would please stop saying, "Are you sure, Justin?" Okay, so that was just 2 pages. Let's talk about some of the vocabulary. First, he says, I used to be a worried kid. Here, a worried kid means a kid who worries a lot. He's really anxious. It's really easy for him to worry. And he's worried about stepping on a rusty nail. A rusty nail looks like this. If you leave metal outside or metal gets wet, it will be covered in rust. So we call that rusty. He's also worried about stepping in dog do. Do is another word for poop. Often kids will say this, dog do or dog doo-doo. He also says the snakes are slithering. Slithering is this motion, the motion that snakes make when they are moving on the ground. He also says he was playing tag with his little sister. Tag is the name of a game. The game is really simple. One person is it, and one person tries to touch or tag other players. And if you are one of the other players, it's your goal to avoid getting touched, getting tagged. And at the end of this day, he said he had to put his sneakers back on. Sneakers are shoes that look like this. You usually wear them when you're running, jumping, playing sports. So what is this whole journal entry talking about? Well, he's saying that he used to be a kid who worried a lot. He would worry about stepping on a rusty nail. He would worry about stepping on glass. He would worry about stepping on dog poop. He would worry that the grass was actually snakes. But he's trying not to be such an anxious kid anymore, and he's trying not to think about that while he plays with his little sister, and he finds that life is more relaxing if you don't worry about things. But at the end, he still puts his shoes back on because deep down, he still is a little bit worried about those things. Let's go to the next diary entry, which is Tuesday. Here, he's signing up for camp. This is really common here in the States. During the summer, you will go to camp. Now, in the past, he went to science camp. This year, he's going to summer camp where you just have fun. But the last year and the year before that, he went to science camp where you don't just have fun, you learn about science. So he said at science camp, there's no pool, and if you play tag, you have to play science tag. But at normal summer camp, you play baseball and basketball and you go swimming. He talks about the science tag like molecule tag or electron tag. We don't really use these words in our daily life because they're words about science, but he does say it's optional. So playing tag is optional. Optional means you are not required to do it. You can choose to play or you can choose to not play. Now later he says, Camp Goldenbrook is where all the runny aroundy kids go. This is not a real word, and this often happens. Often kids will make up their own words. So this word, not a real word, but you can probably guess what it means. Runny aroundy kids. This means kids who run around. They have a lot of energy and they just run everywhere. They have so much energy. Maybe he's trying to say these are kids that have ADHD. Instead of sitting in a classroom and studying science, they just want to go outside. They have a lot of energy. It's difficult for them to maybe focus on certain things. So what is this all talking about? He's saying that this summer he gets to go to summer camp, not science camp, and he is signing up for summer camp. He's also comparing the types of kids who go to these camps. He says at science camp, the nice, calm, worried kids go there, but the runny aroundy kids, the really excited, lots of energy kids go to summer camp. And his parents keep asking him, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And he says, yes, I am sure. Please stop asking me. So how much did you understand of Justin's diary? If you have any other questions, you can leave them in the comments, but I have a question for you. He talks about going barefoot. What does barefoot mean? If you know, leave it in the comments.